Hey everybody, welcome back to another HD video, and this is going to be the GSL round of 8 between oGs.TheWind and MakaPrime, who's going to be our blue Terran player here. The players have spawned on Scrap Station, and once again this is going to be a best of 3 series. I know you guys have all been tuning in, and I've been out for a couple of days. I have been sick. I came down with something. It was either a cold, a nasty flu, a strain of some crazy virus, and I got really sick. So I didn't want to cast a game and sneeze and, you know, cough all throughout the cast, because you guys wouldn't want to hear me coughing and sneezing. That would just be gross. So I did wait, and here we are casting oGs.TheWind versus MakaPrime. I've done plenty of games of MakaPrime before. I've also done quite a few games of The Wind, who has actually, I believe he used to play Terran and has now switched over to Zerg. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out for him. One thing to note, that this is on Scrap Station, which is traditionally a very Zerg favored map, and especially considering the fact that The Wind has spawned on the top side, which means that the creep does reach over to this ramp, whereas if he has spawned on the bottom as Zerg, you actually need a creep tumor to reach all the way over to that ramp. So I don't know who designs these maps, but obviously Blizzard, whoever designs these maps, didn't make them fully mirror identical. So it is definitely an advantage of The Wind right now, and I'm very excited to see how this is going to play out. I believe the winner of this game goes on to play... Darn it, I think he plays the winner, whoever beat Boxer. I don't know who beat Boxer. Whoever did it, that was blasphemous. I don't know who did it, but I remember I casted the game, but it's been so long ago, 4 days, and I've been so sick, so I do tend to forget. I have very bad short-term memory. But yeah, I'm going to continue casting the GSL games all the way up to the finals, and I've just been really sick. So yeah, I'm back now to cast, and it looks like if we go ahead and take a look at this game at hand, it looks like The Wind will be going with an opening of a 15 hatch into a 15 pool. Very economical, whereas, oh wow, look at this, MakaPrime will be opening up with 2 barracks right at the front. It looks like these barracks were thrown down right at 11 supply apiece, perhaps 10. I might be wrong on those numbers, you know, never want to take those too literally, but these early barracks will mean that there's going to be some aggression from MakaPrime, and The Wind here opening up with that early hatchery could be vulnerable. Here comes the bunker. It looks like the bunker will get delayed, or will get actually taken care of by these drones pulling off the line from The Wind. And it looks like the SCV, yeah, will get thwarted away. Now, of course, the nice thing is with this, the bunker rush was averted. A lesser Zerg might have actually allowed that bunker to go up, but even though the Terran player lost that early bunker pressure, it still kind of delayed the drones just a little bit. But the nice thing is, with this early hatchery, the drones can go right back to work. And really, it doesn't look like The Wind is too far set back, and the real setback may actually be on our Terran player here. If he does not do enough damage with these initial Marines, he could be in a lot of trouble. Here comes the Marines right now. This is looking so reminiscent of the game with Boxer, and dang, I forget who he played against, so I'm gonna have to look up that video after this. It looks like the Zerglings will try to get us around here, but without speed, they are so slow. They're desperately slow like slugs. It looks like there may be enough Zerglings though, and the Marines, only 1 alive. Nice scoot and shooting here from MakaPrime, but 2 more Marines coming to reinforce that last loner Marine will mean that the Zerg player will have to fall back. So The Wind nicely held off. He will need to regroup and get a couple more Zerglings, and he should be able to deal with this despite the good scoot and shoot micro from our blue Terran player MakaPrime. Oh, now he's going to be reversing direction. Hard to port, and he will probably lose these Marines. Yeah, those guys' days are numbered. Their commission has ended. But I think that early aggression may have played out in MakaPrime's favor. He should be behind in economy. No, he's actually ahead, 21 over 19. And he's now throwing up 2 more barracks to make sure that he can secure this expansion. So I like this strategy from MakaPrime. He went for the Expo after the 2 racks, and now he's throwing up 2 more barracks. He's closed off his front door entirely. So the only thing he has to watch out for is a roach bust. A roach bust on these backdoor rocks could prove to be fatal to the Terran player right now. So MakaPrime, I'm sure he's aware of that, and I'm sure that that's one strategy that oGs.TheWind is currently considering. He has to consider the fact that if he busts through these backdoor rocks with either banelings or roaches, of course banelings wouldn't be too efficient, but either roaches and then following up with banelings could be very, very deadly to this early expo from MakaPrime. But the longer that oGs.TheWind waits, the further behind in effectiveness that strategy will fall. And it looks like he's actually going to go for Spire, so he did go for Lair, and he's hiding the Spire up here with the Overlord generating creep on the high ground, so I like this. This, of course, will mean that the Spire will not be detected by standard scan locations, and I think MakaPrime will be operating in the dark. He doesn't know that Mutalisks are coming, but I think he should get the general idea, you know, around the 8 to 9 minute mark. That is when mutas will come into the Terran base if the Zerg player goes for a standard 2-hatch muta play. So that's one thing that MakaPrime may be prepared for. It doesn't look like he's throwing up an engineering bay. He's actually mustered up quite a Marine Marauder force. He's currently getting stim pack and combat shields, and he may be waiting for that stim, those two essential upgrades, stim, combat shields, one in hand of the other, and then he's going to push out with those Marines and Marauders and try to do some damage. Now, oGs.TheWind, obviously, he's going to get the upper hand on that timing window. His Spire has just finished, and he's got 6 Mutalisks on the way, as well as a Baneling's Nest. So these 6 mutas on Scrap Station, of course, the air distance is so close that it can do a lot of damage, especially considering MakaPrime doesn't have many, doesn't really have much anti-air back at base. He's actually moving out right now with his Marines and Marauders, so it is going to be an attack with both players. Both players will be attacking each other at almost the same time. This is oGs.TheWind's first-person view here. He's working well on spreading that creep, and back to MakaPrime's base. He is actually, this is his first-person view. He is now aware of the Mutalisk threat. Not exactly sure how he saw that. I guess he was somehow lucky, but he is pulling back all his Marines right now. 5 Mutalisks now encroaching into enemy territory. It looks like the Marines here are gonna, oh god, those 2 mutas are so close to dying. They were able to pick off the SCV building the missile turret, and I think they were able to get a couple of kills and force the stim on these Marines. So all in all, not a bad attack by the Zerg player, and do note he is ahead in economy, 46 to 35. The table is quickly tilting in favor of the Zerg player oGs.TheWind, and he's also grabbing his gold expo. This is one thing that Zerg players do so well on this map, is sneaking that gold expansion, and when the Terran or Protoss finds out about it, it's too late. The income has already been achieved from that expansion, and of course that usually spells GG, so that's one thing that's going great for oGs.TheWind right now. If he can hold on, if he can keep the muta pressure up and keep the Terran player contained, he can start to establish some saturation at this gold base, and then he should just fly ahead in this game and take it, literally fly in this game with these mutas and take it home. So we'll see how this plays out, as it looks like he is just controlling the skies right now with a couple of his mutas flying around in and about. And he's also working out these rocks between the two bases. Now, if these rocks should go down, I'm not exactly sure if this is going to play out in favor of the Zerg, because I typically think that these rocks, this shortcut, can favor Terran players more than Zergs, because Terran players like closed locations. They're not claustrophobic. They like to be enclosed in tight places where the sun doesn't shine, and that's where the Zerg player can't get surrounds. They can't get their almighty concaves around the Terran army. So I think that's one thing that may or may not work in favor of oGs.TheWind. So we'll see how that plays out. Do note right now that MakaPrime has switched over to siege technology. He's actually getting 2 siege tanks out as well as siege mode. So I do like siege tanks are actually essential versus banelings, as you pull the Marines and Marauders away from the baneling heavy firepower and let the siege tanks do the damage to those banelings. But looks like the Mutalisks coming in here once again, just doing a little bit of damage, and they will be repelled back by the Marines. Here we go. Looks like MakaPrime finally finding a time when he's going to move out, throws an early preliminary comsat just to check out the area, sees that there's no opposition going to continue to move forward, but the Mutalisk going to come for a backstab, picking off the siege tank. Great blow right there from oGs.TheWind. And he's gonna, oh god, look at that turret. That thing was so close to finishing. At the same time though, look at this. We have MakaPrime pushing all the way to the gold expo. It looks like he is only gonna use a handful of forces to take out the gold. Meanwhile, Lings and Blings coming in. The shortcut, of course, for Speedlings and Banelings coming in, threatening to take out these Marines who have been recalled back home to deal with the Mutalisks. It looks like that MakaPrime will take out the Gold Expo, and he's going to hold strong at this base. Oh, here comes the Banelings, though. The tank doing a lot of damage, but the Marines not microing. Oh, no, MakaPrime not microing his Marines, and all of them get taken out. This could be a very, very quick GG in favor of our Zerg player, oGs.TheWind. He has just stormed the base, stormed the front. If you guys played Counter-Strike, then you guys know all about, what was it? Was it X5? That was the command for storm the front. That was what the Mutalisk just did. It looks like 1 or 2 turrets may mean the difference between life or death here for MakaPrime. He's also got a handful of very weakened Marines coming from the barracks to try to hold off the constant harass. Looks like somehow some Lings got dropped off into the Terran base as well, so the action right now non-stop. Note on the mini-map that there is an expansion re-erecting at the Gold Expo, so right now MakaPrime is looking he's looking very, very bad. I'm not even sure how oGs.TheWind did he drop? Does he have Overlord drop? No, he doesn't. How did he get those Lings inside the base? I guess they just kind of ran by when they saw an opportunity to do so. So good job for those Lings taking the initiative and doing what needed to be done. If we look on the army tab, in favor of oGs.TheWind at 127 over 91. Fairly good creep spread. I'd like to see him grab the 4th expo, but I guess he's focused right now on reestablishing the 3rd. So things are looking very, very good right now for oGs.TheWind. Now, I think this game is starting to wind down right now. I think MakaPrime may be out of luck. I do want to say that there has been a new announcement regarding StarCraft 2. Hold that thought, though. Looks like the Mutalisk coming in here. Nope, will be repelled away by the Marines. There has been a new development regarding StarCraft 2. I'm sure you guys all know that there's now a public test realm available, or public patch test realm, or something like that. Hold that thought. Mutalisk coming in once again, threatening the SCV line, and the Marines once again desperately scrambling. Unfortunately for MakaPrime, he just doesn't have any Thors, which would be so helpful dealing with that mass flock of Mutalisk. Thors reinforced with Marines, that is. Anyways, as you guys all know, the public test realm or something like that has come out, and on that patch test realm, there's been a lot of great changes to StarCraft 2. Chat channels for one, which I know you guys all love. Customizable hotkeys, which is super duper awesome. And a bunch of other changes, some Protoss buffs as well for all you Protoss fanboys. And yeah, there's just been a lot of great changes. I think I'll make a video about it at a little later date, after maybe when I wake up tomorrow. I'm still a little bit under the weather, but I do want to make sure I cast as many of these GSL games as possible, as I do have time right now. It looks like, oh, hold the thought, we have, I thought these dropships were actually going to go drop something. But doesn't look to be the case. We have a massive Muta Baneling ball coming in here. The Mutalisks are going to, I think they're going to distract the Marines to come around the backside, and then the Banelings could maybe possibly just jump right through the front door and go down the jugular of MakaPrime. MakaPrime here is in such a large amount of trouble. It's hard to say how he's going to win this game. It looks like he just killed off quite a few Mutas there. MakaPrime, let's take a look at that army tab. He is now down by almost 50 food. If we take a look at his first-person player cam, he is actually scrambling to just find a way to get a 3rd expansion, at the same time trying to be aggressive. This is actually not his player cam. There we go. That is his player cam right there. And as we switch over to oGs.TheWind, he has established his 3rd expansion, trying to now establish the 4th. He is nearing max at 175, and he's actually making me quite dizzy. Let's take a look at that APM at 200 players apiece, or 200 APM apiece. Not 200 players playing all at once for one player. That'd be ridiculous. But here comes MakaPrime. This is his final attack, and exactly what I was talking about. This is the location where Terran players love to be aggressive. They love to attack in this location. You can't really get a surround here if you're Zerg, and it becomes very difficult to deal with. But I really think that the Wind has too much Banelings and Lings. I think he should be able to deal with this. MakaPrime needs to pull his Marines back, but a fungal growth preventing retreat, and the Banelings running in, just massacring everything. It looks like oGs.TheWind will take this game, and the Marines still falling back. Good micro from the Wind here, or from MakaPrime, but oGs.TheWind, I think he just got too many troops, way too many troops, as more flooding in from the Xel'Naga Watchtower over here. I think this should be GG. One belated Thor coming out, but you guys all know a late Thor It's just not as good as the one that comes out on time. So that is going to be a good game. oGs.TheWind taking game number 1 in this best of 3 series. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we're gonna go ahead and move on to game number 2 without delay. So thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. I really do appreciate all the support you guys have given me. It means a lot to me, guys. Even when I'm sick, or when I'm healthy, or when I'm casting games, or when I'm just out there doing whatever. Thanks for all the support. HD signing out.